Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Erothian Unofficial Spoiler Podcast, Season 2, Episode 3. I am Van,
SilencioSteve here. Hey, everyone.
and a couple of things to note. Um, First, that Sir Keegan was right, that the Warmonger is labeled incorrectly. We are now on this past session was session 8, in fact. The problem being, there are four videos that are labeled session 6, and not just the two videos that came up. The actual session 6 is a 3 hour session, and the one after that is a 4 hour session. And everyone is wearing different clothes, so he didn't just mash them together.
I mean, if the previous episode hadn't been split in half, it could have been session 666. Oh,
Oh man, it's the same thing with Regicide. They're now like Regicide. There's two session 4s, and they are wearing different clothes as well. If you would like to just check to make sure that we're not wrong, but I watch both, so I know. Uh, Another point. This past week was the series finale of King Walker.
Kingmaker, Planeswalker. Yes. I mean, you may as well call it Kingswalker
King
because it's
Walker.
all technically the same thing. And just when it gets inclement, we've got to have to somehow put that one in there too. So it's going to be King and Walker? or King.
Hashtag King Walker, guys. Hashtag King Walker. Oh, man. But yeah, we're gonna do that last. We're not really gonna go over the series finale. We think that you guys should probably watch it. A lot went into that series, and there were a lot of emotional parts towards the end, and a lot of cool little things that we will. I think we'll be able to see throughout the world, maybe one day. But
Yeah, especially with how that ended. But if you want to know how that
yeah,
ended,
exactly.
yourself. Two different methods, people. Two different methods.
But I mean, we may touch on some of the things that were brought up, but we're not going to go over the series finale beat by beat like we usually do. And we'll begin talking a little bit about hashtag King Walker overall as a whole. Daelric's gonna have no idea what the hell that even means.
Um, yeah.
So, do you want to jump into Regicide first?
Yeah, we can jump into Regicide first. We start off with level up with
Yeah.
a lot of time spent on invocations and spells, and Messi not needing to do it because he's already been one level higher the entire time. Like a certain other time where he did it where he wasn't supposed to, but this time he was supposed to. And Rena only having to do health and indomitable for Fido.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, so that was pretty quick for those two. But it was cool going through.
But yeah, it was like 2 hours for
Yeah,
tireless spells and notifications.
it could have gone faster if they weren't just having fun, but but
Yes, no fun on the show, on your show. Yes. Aha.
but yeah,
It is known.
it could have gone a little bit faster. But it was cool seeing what kind of new abilities and the headspace that Tyler is in when he's making Ophios and leveling Ophios up. So that's pretty good.
After that, we had Yondis. I was actually pretty impressed by the end of it, but by the start of it, it was like, what the fuck are you doing? Tyler's the smarter one for once. How? No. It was pretty smart by the end of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. So he goes out and decides that he needs to go and find the group that
The
is
soldiers they brought in to get
causing
them
a
to get out of there.
Oh man, causing a distraction. This part wasn't as frustrating, but it was a little bit. It was like, I see where you're coming from, but you can you know, not look like you're
It's
on
just
this.
the entire, yeah, I'm not going to hide who I am thing. Is like, Yeah, that's gonna come back and bite you. Oh, okay.
I mean, I think Messi knew that because Daelric kind of pointed out multiple times, like, "Are you sure?
Mm,
You're gonna go
yeah,
put on a cloak, right?" And he's like, "No, I'm good. I'm fine. Don't worry about it." So I think he just does that sometimes to like ramp up some of the tension when he feels like he wants something to happen. But I think it's the same way, it's the same reason he doesn't like roll luck sometimes. It's like, yeah,
yeah,
I'm just gonna run with it. I want to see what happens. So yeah, but it was a little bit frustrating. I can understand
a little bit. But then you realize the payoff. I was like, oh, okay.
that.
Yeah, he goes and gets Flint to get everyone to run because there's a lot of people coming from the north and the west, and Flint's like afterwards. Flint's like, yeah, yeah, we'll go do that. Goes flies up to have a look. Oh shit, there's a lot of them. Why didn't you fucking say that?
It's kind of funny also how Flick keeps like is like trying to join the party all at all points in time. He's like, "You guys want me to come with you, right? Like, I mean, these are peons, so I should be with you guys, right?" It's like, "No, Flint, go with them." I feel bad for Flint. Oh man,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it has been on this each time, hasn't it?
yep.
Mm.
But other than that, the other point was uh Giannis at that point decided he would go and try to seek out the baker. Um and the baker thought he was trying to
Obtain a different type of white powder.
yeah, there we go. That's a good way to put it. He was- and immediately closed the door on him because suspicions. But I don't know if that baker just didn't know it was Yandis or was like, "Why are you coming to me? I told you not to come back." Like,
Different baker.
oh yeah,
Different
yeah, yeah.
baker. Quite a time period. It would have been a different baker because the other one was walking the others down the street at that time.
Ah, right. It was only 10 minutes. That's right. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, that's true. Okay. Um, but after that, he decides to try to investigate the area, and after losing Ophios and Rena's trail, after a little bit, he decides to look for somewhere to rest and go to sleep because his mental abilities are not at running at full capacity.
Almost dry, to be more exact.
Oh man, I
Makes
realize.
use of his noble privileged feature from being a noble, and miraculously doesn't get shanked in the night or anything like that
Yeah.
because he did not disguise himself.
I started laughing though because I just realized that what I just said could come off as an insult in two different ways. So his brain wasn't running at full capacity there. But after he finds somewhere to sleep and decides not to change clothes inside after explicitly being asked if he was going to change clothes, we jump over to Rena and Ophios.
So yeah, don't open the doors. We thought that Kingmaker was paranoid. Um, well, this one doesn't seem to be, or could be, a bit different.
Yeah, I mean they actually have
But
a
no one
reason to
does.
be right. They're
Yeah,
not inside a castle.
yeah, they're not in the middle of a castle now. They're just in the middle of a housing building thing. It wasn't technically apartments, was it? It was all yeah.
So that was at that point we see Ophios actually do something that it's kind of cool. I didn't think that he would actually do is give up his hood of disguise and he gave
Well,
it.
it kind of makes sense to do that here after what they've just done.
Yeah, and the fact that he can do it by himself anyway. But maybe they should have done that back when they were fighting the Yavin here a little while ago after they fought the Yavin here and were running together. But it all works out. So
I mean, there's a lot of things that with that level up, but where he could have used that in the fight with the oven here, that came up like fly. Like Tyler doesn't need fly. You would have needed it in that fight, and otherwise he wouldn't really need it.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like he doesn't need the cloak thing anymore.
Did he end up taking that teleport ability? Because like Tyler uses teleport. I mean, that's like his most used ability. Is teleport. If it's one thing I know Ophios does is teleport. So I was wondering, did he take the teleport ability for one of his? Was that an invocation or was it a spell? I forget which one he was talking about.
He took Sickening Radiance, I think, for the spell.
Okay. Yeah. The exhaustion one.
Yeah.
Okay. I forget because I know he's supposed to get an invocation too. I was wondering if he took it or not because I missed that because I was at work. But
I admit I was rather distracted.
I mean, chat was also going, so oh man. But anyway, some cool interactions that happened between the guy hiding Rena and Ophios was that Ophios actually showed him his clutches symbol, and the man said that he's seen the symbol before on a parchment, and from then he was theorizing that Ophios must be from the organization's higher ups. But he asked that Ophios not give him any more information because of the quote unquote elite guards being able to extract information quite easily. So
Yeah, I wonder how that possibly could have ever happened. I still love that Patreon session. I still love how I was the only one to walk out of it alive. And then the one trump card during deciding their Malta, let's give the prototypes a whirl, and someone else played a curse, and we're seeing some more prototypes in action.
yeah. Yeah. Wait, did she have that kind of ability as well?
Jim, no.
No.
I was
Okay.
saying that because she's the one that took Abstergo
Yeah.
back to Paradise, and then the trump card was for him to, because it's about like 2 years, I think, like in games sort of thing, that he'd been away or a year or so, year and a bit or so. Maybe in that time they could have been training people. Maybe
Yeah.
that now could have been a good time to try them out, sort of thing. And then now there's some elite guards roaming around in Renaissance, and they've all got that ability too.
Oh man. But so Ophios and Rena are pretty much safe at this point. Rena decides, along with her hood of disguise, that she's going to make herself an armor that doesn't look like a Paradel commander because literally everyone has pointed out the fact that she looks like a Paradel commander since she's had that armor. So
Yeah, yeah.
and Ophios gets a cool new thing as well. He starts investigating the larger crystal that he found at the Avenir's mansion, and he realizes that he can break it off and attune it to a smaller piece of it, which actually becomes his new focus, allowing him to cast one extra spell a day. Um, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
one extra spell per short rest because he doesn't have to worry about days.
I think sorting up with a little bonus as well from the
Yeah,
creation.
he gets Wrathful Smite.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Wrathful
Wrathful
Smite.
Smite.
So it was going to give. There's the fourth level one that he could have gotten if it rolled better, but it didn't roll better.
Yeah, I mean there was
He
no.
shouldn't roll worse.
She could have destroyed the crystal altogether because he did specifically say it was brittle. So
Well, we've seen a lot of crystals that also go boom when you break
that's
them.
true. Oh man.
I mean, Flint does make a habit of using it for that exact purpose.
Oh man. Booming boom. That's
Yeah.
his new ability. It's booming boom.
Oh man. Mm.
um, and then I think we jump back to Yondas at that point where he
We should
is.
probably mention that while they're in that room, there's a candle thing which can hide them. Apparently,
Ah, right. So the candle, yeah.
so if they ever need to speak like normally, not in character and that sort of thing, these candle sort of not in character as to who they're pretending to be while they're pretending to be their characters in the game, of course.
Hmm.
But
Not meta chat, just not acting chat.
pretendception.
Right. So yeah, there's that. Um, he did specifically ask him to save a bit of that candle so that he's able to still use it as well. So that's when Rena decides that they may be able to speak Slakona, whispering as quietly as possible to each other. That way, if people are trying to listen, they don't know what they're saying to each other. It is a strange language, though, so if there's lopers around, they'll know it.
Well, maybe not necessarily not, but recognize it definitely. I somehow doubt they get a degree in learning the language. I think they just get it. Oh, that's what they're speaking. Oh, they're bad guys. Kill them.
Wait, okay. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I thought the loper understood Ophios when he said something in Slakona.
I don't remember that happening
Okay, maybe I'm just misremembering that.
because they speak their own language, and then he speaks his own language. Unless they're at the gate and we're talking to that one that with the arms, because I think that's the only one. Unless they have more in captivity somewhere to
No,
learn the language.
I thought it was a little bit more recent than that, but I may just be misremembering it and just like just speculated it, but it's whatever. But yeah. They would definitely recognize the language, I think, but they may not be able to understand what they're saying. So
I
uh,
think now we go on to Yondis.
yeah, this was a Giannis heavy episode.
Well, it
um,
was also 2 hours worth of character creation, but
True. I mean, but they did like it was a 5 hour episode, so it was still 3 hours of play, I think, for the most part.
roundabout maybe potentially. How many tangents? All the tangents. Well, Scott's got a couple new emotes. I think one of them might be applicable.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man.
It's
Um,
totally scooter one.
hashtags, hashtags, and all that. Oh man. So with Yandis not changing his clothes, the guards decide that they need to check the noble. What?
Dignitaries and such. Yeah.
Yeah,
The,
they
the
need to
house.
check that house. I mean that building basically, just in case.
Well, because the oven hare's just died, and who's going to want to kill the oven hare? Probably someone in the nobles or someone that's from not from around here.
True. And that house apparently satisfies both of those those points. So they decide they need to check there. They investigate the rooms. I guess probably looking for stuff like weapons and equipment or whatever. But since Yandis doesn't need any of that, he didn't really.
Mm, yeah, it's just a pity that he was having the hardcore Assassin's Creed sort of running around talking to Flint in the same outfit that he didn't bother to change.
But you see, that didn't come up until later. In the beginning, he was doing okay until he decided to basically lie while telling the truth, saying that yeah he saw the battle and he was quite terrified, and that's why he returned here and all these other things. And um, the guard decided that he needed to check out a few of Yondis's memories, and found out that yes, indeed, he was at the brothel.
Yeah,
And once he got that little piece of information, he decided he was going to interrogate some of the
Go
other
follow it
guests.
up.
Yeah, he's gonna, interrogate some of the other guests as to not tip off that he knows it was Yandis, or he has suspicions about that person, or Yandis anyway. And then the next day, as Yandis begins to uh, go out looking for stuff, he decides to no. I think at that point, that's when he heard the ringing. When he left the building, he heard this faint ringing sound and
Mm-hmm.
recognized that it was a Loper ability, basically tra- tracking
Tracking
him.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
He realized it was an implant. That's what it is. It's a psychic implant in his brain, being able to track him. This is another Loper ability that's cool as shit. That I wonder if Yandis can do it and he just hasn't done it yet.
Don't know, unfortunately.
But at that point, Yandis hears that the same guard that interrogated him inside the building to come out, telling him to come over and saying that he knows that he was at the brothel and doesn't want to
Yes,
uh,
come over here and have a nice chat in the alleyway.
in the alleyway.
It's about a brothel, of course.
And then Yandis being truthful, which is good at this point. It says that he doesn't have a wife, so it's no big deal. And then the guard goes, "Yeah, but you were at the brothel with one of your guards, right?" And he goes, "Ah, you guys are good. I don't know how you found this out." Never actually saying yes or no, just always like just skirting, having to like not lie about the whole thing, which is cool.
Mm,
But
of
he then
course,
says
it's
that it wasn't his guard. He finally gives up that it wasn't his guard, which the which helped him out because apparently the guard already knew that it was
a
a
commander.
commander. Yeah, and
So it was an informant and said
yep.
the
So
guard was curious as to where the heck the commander went afterwards.
which
We all know that they were wandering around in different freaking outfits somewhere else.
oh well, the Yondas doesn't know, so he can't give up that information. And he actually didn't fail his will save that time, so he didn't have to give up her name either.
Mm.
Oh man! And then so the guard asks, "Okay, so we're who are you?" And Yondas, I think this is the first time we get a name for um the Leetland patriarch, which is now Neil. I think it's short for Nelius. He was saying he was saying that during like the whole chat thing, where they were talking over each other for a little bit. But if it's not Nelius, then it's just Neil. But I think he did say something about Nelius. Anyway, it's Neil of Leetland, and he failed his deception check, of course, and because they always roll bad.
I think I literally wrote near, we decide the going to jail montage.
Oh man. So trying to pass himself off as his father, the guard of course doesn't believe him. Uh Yondis using his noble clothes as a amazing distraction, or I guess it's his still his ability is like point of privilege or whatever. He just follows directions, and of course because he's a PC, he doesn't get knocked out as easily, and is able
Well, no,
to.
that's because unfortunately Scott rolled badly. And then once Yonder's rolled well.
That's yeah, yeah. But I feel like if it was an NPC, it would just instantly happen. So but he's able to play
And
it
then
up.
rolled really well with deceptions and things like that to get the crowd to save his ass.
He's able to play it up. He's able to play
Mm,
it up quite well. So
yeah. run away and then finally change his clothes and get into mental contact with Rena and
And obviously letting them know that, hey, these guys are chasing me, so we're not gonna meet up for quite a little, quite a bit.
yeah.
So just bunker down until I give the word, and that's pretty much where the session ends.
Yep. Though we've got a fortune's favour to wait for because someone's a simp.
Oh, right, about Ophios's weapon. I'm looking forward to see what Scott does with that, because it seems like he's gonna do more than he was originally
There's a
planning.
lot of begging for fortune's favours, and then Naga comes in with one. Okay, okay, Naga.
I mean, it was a good idea. There's a I think it was
Normally, you
Ano.
drop one if there's. Normally, you drop one if you think they need it, not because they asked for it.
Yeah, but
But oh well.
there was a cool little picture. There was a funny. It wasn't cool. It was just funny. It wasn't cool, but it was funny. A picture that Ano dropped in Regicide chat.
Yeah.
It's not cool, okay, Ano? It's just funny.
Of course, I have to reference it. But
Then we can move on to
Warmonger.
Warmonger, where I will let you take the lead on this one, since I took the lead on Regicide.
So this one got split in half due to technical difficulties, but we had a case of well, they needed to rest because they were running away from a huge fire and they were exhausted.
Mm.
Well, most of them were. Most of them, I mainly mean Tessel. They managed to get a rest to take them down to fatigued and things like that, or clear that. And then they say, "Oh right, that's all we did. Ooh, this big old patch of big old fire damaged forest." With Tessel going to them, "Yeah, so someone turned that fire into a creature that's going to hunt me, so we probably shouldn't stick around." Um,
Yeah. I don't know how they managed to get into so much trouble. That forest already, dude.
I mean, clearly it's not the outdoorsman, Nick. It's clearly all Tessel's fault. And someone else's. I don't know whether it was a Fortune's Favour or a Trump card, but I think it's a familiar faces one
Ah,
from the session before that made the fire in the first place.
yeah.
It was shouting about fire gods in the chat
Oh,
because they ran off trying to get away from the fire. They lost position, so Naren had to go find position again and spots this enormous tree that he wants to investigate. That Tessel's like, no, we need to go back. We need to go. Need to go. Need to go. Please, need to go. Be my leader. And also, we've got that thing chasing us. Like I said, so can we go? And
yeah.
Eric's also going, yeah, we could go investigate the tree, but we probably should get back and lead our people and that sort of thing. There's there's no concern about the creature on his part, no concern about the creature on Aaron's part. It's just Jason's like, I grabbed this, like, please, let's get away from it.
Well, he's yeah, that's a good point. I completely didn't pick that up. Why doesn't he care? He's just like, we lost it. We'll be fine. Oh man, but I mean, it's a good point. I see where Tesla's coming from, especially because like if he's not there, then Kingdom Rolls will, you know, definitely he will definitely be hurt when he has to roll. But the way that Delag was describing it, it seems like they had a couple of weeks before there was a problem, a huge problem anyway.
Yeah, I do love the fact that Nick, at one point in the session, goes something about a. Yes, I'm totally going to trust you on fire when you want to build your capital inside a volcano.
That's true.
Um,
Oh man.
they head south towards the tree, and then find a big ass field of tall grass and flowers. It's around about sunset, and they need to rest again because they're still buggered from before. They discover that the some of the flowers around the edge of this clearing are the ones that gave Tessel's brother a hard time, the paralysis ones. Um, Maybe they shouldn't touch those ones.
Yeah, they were. I think Narn was just gonna try to move around them until he saw at that point that there were like huge bees over there as well, like enormous sized bees that also like use those flowers as pollinate.
I
To
remember
pollinate.
seeing in the Warmongers thing that Green got a chance to name things
Mm.
or something like that. Something about coma roses and something bees.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I guess that's the name. Yeah, but there is a cool weird thing that happens, like because I think when they came out of the forest on the other side of the forest it one anyway, um it was around nighttime, probably. I think he said sometime around like sunset.
Yeah, sure about sunset.
And so they decided to camp out, of course, get a little bit of rest now that they were no longer uh in the forest. And Narin, I think he's taking up the first shift, but he becomes fascinated with the sky, being able to see all the stars and the constellations and all those other things. And this, while reveling in the beauty of the universe, something creeps up on the group.
Yeah, I mean, I still kind of agree with Jake on that if you're being dragged while you're asleep, but that's just because I'm a really light sleeper anyway. If
Yeah, I
someone's
hear you.
dragging me or touching me while I'm asleep, I'm straight awake. Oh, yeah, didn't get a chance to do that for a little bit. Good 15 feet out of the tent before both he and Naren eventually see that. Hang on, why is Varix over there?
Yeah.
Having the whole poor Tesla still being asleep while this is going on. For, totally doesn't remind me of another game I've played, but uh, people that know.
Okay. People that know just know. Huh? I was waiting for the story.
Let's just say someone was still asleep, and I wasn't.
Oh man.
Uh, but yeah, so something's got a hold of Varix, who's okay. Nothing's actually holding him, but he's still being pulled, or what? Diesel does wake up and tries to hack at whatever's supposed to be pulling him, and can't hit anything. So maybe nothing's actually there. So how the heck's he still being dragged? Uh, it's at that point that Varix is able to see that there's this panther-like thing with a couple of tentacles hanging off it. Oh, get it?
Yeah, that was the of course, for everybody, for people who don't know, that was a displacer beast. Pretty cool being able to see that in the lore as
Yeah.
well. So, but those are. I think that was the first time I've seen a displacer beast in combat. I may be wrong, but it was the first time I actually seen it. But um,
I
I
mean, I've
kind
seen videos about what Displacer Beast is. I've never actually
yeah,
seen anyone use them.
yeah, the same thing. Same thing. Like I've heard about displacer beasts and how problematic they can be, but I've never actually seen it. So being able to see that kind of stuff is cool. Um,
They'll just scare it off, it seems.
yeah, they scare it off, and Narin and Nabu both take the time afterwards to resecure the perimeter while they were while the other two get a little bit more rest. And after that, when Tessel and Varix both wake up, they're like, "Oh hell no, we're done with this bullshit. We are going home."
Yeah, yeah. Tesla might have been there first, but I mean, I really don't understand why they don't like it. I mean, it seems such a pleasantly beautiful place. I mean, Naren's perfectly at home there.
Yeah, I mean, did they not see that the stars in the sky? Like, I don't see why they
Clearly, it's not made of the right metal.
did oh. So at that point, Nari takes that chance to say that they're both basically, excuse my French here, pussies, and decides,
Doesn't
and,
surprise me.
and that fine, he will escort them home.
I mean, they really
Oh
could. They
man.
really could have found their own way if they really wanted to go straight away.
Oh man.
But yeah, apparently, they bumped into some more halfway.
Yeah, a decent sized group of that. And it was interesting because, and I did start to think that something was up because the way that Daelric described it was that once the Hafue saw them, they just pointed them out and began to jog in their direction rather than, the, do what the Hafue probably would have done on the other side of the forest, which is basically charge and start trying to kill them immediately. So when he used the word jog, I was like, oh, something's up. These aren't the normal Hafue that Narin's group is used to seeing anyway.
Yeah,
Now, uh, do you were you able to figure out what the creatures were that they were riding on to be able to catch up with the party?
mm,
He said that
I didn't see
they
that part yet.
resembled like, oh, okay, yeah, because he was saying like they kind of resemble like dogs, but like he said they kind of resemble like deer or gazelle, like those type of animals, but they had like somewhat dog-like features, but the way that they ran was very different, and like the Hafui were able to hop off the backs. I mean, hop onto the backs of these creatures to be able to catch up to the party because the party's all
Yeah,
medium-sized creatures, so they're going to be able to outrun them anyway. Otherwise, but as the party is running and trying to escape from this group that's chasing them down, they see a large shadow in the sky, and it's a creature that has the wingspan of about a mile.
yeah. Huh. I guess they really got a chance to be
Uh,
rocked like a hurricane, eh?
that's a good one.
Uh, yeah, get chased by a rock.
The rock, yeah, it's diving straight towards them. I think that because they were running away from the Hafue who were in the forest at the time, probably doing a patrol. Um, they started running toward the tree, which made the rock very angry. And it immediately started diving down towards them, which they decided, let's run a different way
Yeah,
because
I
that
think the rock
rock.
lives in that tree now.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't think there's so much for chomp as a splat with that one.
Mm.
Mm.
Maybe just a gulp at that point. Like, oh
Just
man.
inhale, yeah.
Yep.
Be able to make it to a tree line leading into the forest again.
Right. Yeah. So they run back
Yeah.
into the tree line because it's a little bit harder for the rock to um, chase them in the forest when it has to fly, and
I mean, I'm pretty sure I could bulldoze down most of the trees, but I just probably not gonna want to.
yeah, that I think that hurt a little bit, just a little bit, you
Yeah,
know.
it could probably do it though.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I'm just saying. But
Mm.
after the group gets back into the trees, well, the forest, they Narin looks back and he notices that the group chasing them is actually a lot smaller, and that the group that is heading toward the forest is way smaller than the group that he saw chasing them, and he counts out for it to be exactly 7 Hafue at that point, and he takes his time to tell them to prepare to like get defensive, but don't attack because they're not immediately attacking. They're walking up and they're not charging in like they probably could have to kill the group. So he's saying that even though we're going to prepare to fight back, we're going to attempt to parlay with the group. And at that point, we find out that he only knows Karak and Perrin. And so he tries to speak Perrin to them, and they're like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, dude.
No hablo Perrin.
Also, another thing is that, like I was saying before, that Narin notices that these Hafue are dressed differently than the Hafue that he's used to fighting, um, and that one of the ones that step up to, I guess, negotiate, they have a kind of like monotone face paint on. It's black, white, and gray. They seem to have bone accessories and on their face and parts of their body. Of course, their hair is different colors. They have violent, violet, uh, uh, colored eyes. So they still do the Hafue changing thing, but you know they appear to be different than the ones that he's used to fighting. So after Narin notices that they don't understand Perrin, Tessel attempts to start gesturing back.
Hey, Macarena. Yeah, it just when it sounds things, a lot of gesturing, a lot of gesticulating.
Yeah.
Hey, Macarena.
Oh man.
Mm.
So
If I was on break for that one,
the Macarena at one point, stops working because there's only so much gesturing that people are able to understand. And then Varix speaks in Dalish and asking if they are able to speak the tongue of man. Um, One of them says a little bit, and then Tesla goes, "Oh, I can speak Dalish too." And then he takes over negotiations from there.
why didn't you start with that? No, I've got the Macarena stuck in my head. It's just like Diesel starts doing Macarena to them. And Eric just talks to them in human language and they go, oh, yeah, we speak the Lord. And it's just like, Diesel goes, oh, I could have been doing that the entire time.
I love the way that Scott role played this. Also, was that when he said they only understood a little bit, it was like they only understood a little bit. So I love the way that he went out role playing that, actually making it a little difficult to be able to speak to these Hafue, and like they had to be like, look, there's a lot of us, and were you here for this one, or you were at work?
I was at work.
Okay,
The,
so
this entire little section with halfway I was at work.
basically the conversation went down to Tessel explaining that they don't want to fight, they just want to leave, let them leave, and almost some slight miscommunication there, because he was like, "Oh, you want to fight?" And he was like, "No, no fight, no fight." So he explained that they are just trying to leave, and that they should stay there, and they're looking to leave, so they don't need to follow them. Um, it also turns out that the Hafue ask what they are, because they apparently have never seen them before. So that's when Narin able to confirm some of his speculations that these are a different group of Hafue, because they don't know what the Karak are. So he says,
But somehow they know what Daelish is.
yeah. I mean, they actually know what the Barren lands are. So they once he said that they were Karak, he was like, "Oh, you're supposed to be in the Barren lands. You eat people." And he was like, "We don't eat people. Only some of us do." And then it was like, that's when they pulled out their weapons, and he was like, "Wait, wait, wait!" And they were like, "You go, and you don't come back here." Basically gesturing and saying, "Don't come back." So Tesla was like, took that as a win. He was like, I wanted to leave anyway, so fuck this." Told the group, "Let's go." So the party at that point basically begins leaving, and the Hafue follow them up into, I think Scott said, about a mile, for about a mile at that point. And then the party decides, hey, you know what? Let's actually leave. And it takes, I wouldn't say about a day. Yeah, I think it takes about a day for them to
Because
be
they
able.
get back at midnight
Yeah,
to things to Naren's spot. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Midnight. They want to have a meeting in the morning, and Chester's like, "Nope, bye." And Varix is like, "I guess I'll bodyguard him." and then we got to
yeah,
have a fun little going into each of the advisors, like what they're like, and sort of thing. With
yeah, yeah,
well, because we also got to mention that Tessa wanted to go as well, because not only was he worried about being leader for his thing and not wanting to be anywhere near Aldemar, it was also because he had a dream of a raging inferno killing his people and destroying his mine. So
yeah. Not only that, but the fact
yeah,
that Tessel was probably the creature himself, from my understanding of the dream. Like he was looking in the Scott was describing that they don't have a bunch of different lanterns, because the explodey part of the gases down in a mine, the exploding nature, and that they would have a few and be using mirrors all around the mine to be able to reflect that light. So Tesla looks into the mirror and sees that his hair is a different color, uh, radiating some orange and some little bit of red. And he's burning his people as he's trying to save them. All this kind of thing. So I picked up that he's,
it's probably just a warning not to settle in a volcano.
yeah, there is that. You will kill your people if you settle this volcano. Don't do it.
Yeah, yeah, like you've got here, find out some information about the device that starts at 1:21:00 in the second video. So if anyone's interested in hearing more of that, but yeah, those two bugger off, and Naren starts planning things out, wanting to um, It's a case of telling them what happens. They have no idea what the heck they found, but they know really well as to where the hell they were.
Mm.
No idea sort the plants or beasts or anything that way, but they can. But if he takes Tom Street, Eric, or Rayon with him, he's got a +4 chance to find the trees again.
Yep.
Because there's 3 of them. Yeah, they're passed. Speaking of the rock, only 2 of them know of it. Unlike Naren, they don't think that it is intelligent. They think it's a beast.
Yeah,
So,
it was Shayla and I forget her name.
Shala and
Yeah, Shala.
and crap, I forgot.
Karza or
Kaza, yeah,
Karza's her name? Okay. I was gonna ask
Kaza,
you because
yeah,
I kept
G.
forgetting. I didn't spell it.
Yeah, there's a G at the end of it. Yeah, Kaza.
Okay. Okay.
I think all it was. Just a case of yeah, that yeah, Big Bird doesn't actually speak to people. What do you? Okay, and then they have a big argument as to whether or not they can tame the creature because a certain someone said we can break it to our will, and someone didn't like that, and had to quickly go. Yeah, it's been used to being in charge of itself for so long that there's no way in hell we could
Break
break
its
it.
wheel. Yeah.
We're lying with it if we did anything like that.
I think we did forget to mention that Naren said to both Varix and Tessel that he wanted the tree and the rock. So it was interesting that once he got back, he was like, "We're not going to be able to tame that thing." But he
Yeah.
did say that he wants both the tree and the rock. So
It's not a matter of taming it; it's a matter of lying with it, like you
yeah,
said.
yeah, that's true.
Gaining its allegiance rather than breaking its soul. Yeah. And, telling them about how there's seems to be a different tribe of halfway in there, and wanting to find out what they can do with them, that sort of thing. And
Hmm.
basically, everyone's like, "Yeah, we built a road to that area, and then we can do something about it."
Yeah, yep. Even
They
going so far as to say like they may be able to trade with them and not have to go to war with these Hafue.
just every other one. Yeah. um, but yeah, finding out about that, they really want to find out about these trees that can give life, takes life, sort of thing, and the whole the rock thing. Everyone's basically like, yeah, we should probably make some defenses against a rock,
Hmm.
and we had a certain mention of a certain family from a certain hobgoblin of mine, and so basically said, yeah, we could buy from them. It's just that it'll take a hell of a long time. Like, you could go steal the plans. Yeah, that'd be a. I'll be away for a while. Yeah. Yeah. And everyone else doesn't know what the heck it is. Just
Yep.
the only explanation is that they're a family from out west, and everyone else thinks it's from Eldamar.
Eldamar. Yep. That was cool. That was good.
And, but Naren ultimately decides that the Whitewoods should be the first place to go for, and General's like, no, we should secure the borders first and investigate the people that we've bumped into in the north. And Naren's like, yeah, unfortunately, we have to do both. We can't just do one
Hmm.
because otherwise we're going to lose our place amongst the views of northern tribes.
Right. Yep. And that's where the episode ended. I think next week we're going to be getting a. Well, I guess it's this week since
We're
the game
getting a
got on
similar
Sunday.
sort of advisor view from Varix and Tessel. Yeah.
Right. And Doug was also talking about basically Mass Effect companion style quest happening in the future, where maybe only one PC may be on the show that week. This would be interesting.
Depending as
Yeah.
to
How
how
they decide to
fast or
take it.
whether or not they can work together for it or not.
Yeah. So.
All I'm saying is to note that my character's got a different accent to everyone else.
Also, we had the Teach Cell about house repair podcast this week in the very beginning, where we all learned about I forget the kind of tape it was. I know it starts with a T. Teflon tape. Teflon tape.
Teflon tape, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And fixing your shower from making the screaming, screeching noise. So,
Mm.
um, but let's talk about a little bit of a retrospect for Kingmaker. I'm
Which
sorry,
became PlanesWalker,
King
seeing
Walker.
as we've had the. Yeah, Kingswalker.
Yeah.
Now that I call it Kingswalker, I'm just imagining an old man in a little walking frame.
That's
I
exactly what
mean,
I'm imagining now.
considering as how Ilen aged really fast, that's a bit of a spoiler, but we are supposed to be talking about the episode and that sort of thing, but we're
Yeah,
also
it's a
supposed to
spoiler
watch it.
podcast. We can do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Seeing as he aged really fast at the end there, I suppose Kingswalker is quite fitting.
Oh. So I mean, just a little quick thing. We're not gonna go too in depth of it. You know, of course, they succeeded their quest. We learned some information and about what's going on in the world and why things are the way that they are. And
Had some fun little discussions in alignment.
yeah, yeah. And you know,
How someone hasn't been good ever.
and that two people at the end also have a piece of this knowledge and will possibly be making changes,
Very, very different changes.
very different changes.
Yeah.
We also found out some
One end of the spectrum, the other one.
yep. We also found out some information about a certain deity. I won't go into
Well,
who.
more than one.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that second one, but um the deity I'm talking about is the one that the other changes are going to be happening
Yeah.
to. So anyway, this was the series finale, so we really don't want to, even though we're spoiling some of the stuff, we think you should go and watch it. This is more of a teaser portion, and we're gonna go into like a bit of the retrospective of the entire series, since it's the end, you know. So we should do a little something.
Mm. Uh, all those trump cards and curses.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
very first time we could drop a curse on them was boom. There goes what's the name? There goes Jaden.
oh yeah, yeah, yep. I was gonna say that too. I think we discussed the very first curse in our what is it called? Kingmaker recap
Yeah,
episode that we talked about. Yeah. So
basically how that was. Neil was late, so I was like, yeah, I'll just leave a curse on him when he comes back for being late. Those annoying little things. We had another curse because it took like a while. Like I would say after the
oh.
Sugo fight, after the Sugo fight for curses to become dearer again. So they were all still relatively cheap around about the start there.
Hmm. Wow.
with with another curse for that writ that someone may have grave robbed for going the wrong way and sparking the whole Lord Gwyn war before the war.
Oh man. Oh, wow. I guess we could discuss some of the things that we really liked about Kingmaker. Maybe some of the things we were kind of mad about, and then I'm sorry, King Walker. since we're doing both, we're just gonna mash the names together.
PlanesWalker.
Hashtag. Some of the things we were met about, and maybe some of the highlights for us. You know.
I mean, I think the triple trump card is still one of the best. That's mutants, undead. Oh my! because there was Slash's one in the background for wanting to bring back the Loper that died as undead or something like that. And then there's me playing one because I'd been in the patron session exploring that keep, and we didn't open
Right.
up the basement because, as far as we could tell, everything was up there, and we figured, we can leave that to them because the basement's locked. No one's going to go down there. So I placed a trump card when they finally got there because it took them for they never. I can explore those keeps. So we're having to do it for them. But so like, we didn't go into that basement. Trump card. I'd really like to know what's under there. So when they come back out again, and it's just like, oh, the trapdoor's open.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, why is it open? And then Aaron drops her trump card, her first trump card in there. I was like, oh, Aaron's dropped one too. And then I think it was Anno or Viking that dropped the third one. They're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
well, this is going somewhere fun.
Thus unleash the undead plague all over Idir.
Yeah, and the swarm of mutants all over the mountains. I said,
Oh man. I think one of my highlights. Yeah, one of my highlights was probably one of your trump cards. That's where I realized how amazing trump cards could be, because it was the one where you left the wraith up there at that keep.
Scott wanted to kill a patron game to feed it to make it stronger, so it could actually kill that sort of thing. Like it nearly did kill Neil, but it would have had servants to help it kill him. That sort of thing. I knew that something was up there. I was like, how can I get us to go away from that? And basically, it was a case of we knew nothing about that keep. We knew something about the other keep. Let's get into that one.
That's
that trump card too. No. They'd given us information about the one back down there, so like,
okay.
oh, we've got that's what we have the most information about. We may as well go for it because it'll be easier. So yeah, there was a little bit of metagame, but I found a way to make it.
Look, we can't have metagame cheaters like we had last night, okay, with Rena. That's
so funny though how they all said it. Freaking.
Oh man, that was so good.
That going in his ears the entire time. I keep getting messages. I keep hearing this in my ears. And then Scott's like, wait a minute. What are you doing?
Wait, why are you sending him messages, Rita? Oh,
yeah. I with that specific trump card, I asked Scott, hey, is it possible for on the map screen to like just leave a trump card in a place? And he was like, yeah, go ahead. And like, okay. Let's leave a trap for if they ever go back to that keep. I love it too.
That was definitely one of my favorite trump cards.
Because trump cards never killed anybody. Curses have trump cards. Only the first ever trump card killed someone. I was very close to joining Brilliant.
That's true.
God damn it, Naga!
It's also where we ended up finding our fun little our heel turn.
Oh yeah, because that's another trump card too.
Yep. So.
There's another trump card there as well for the sword boy.
Oh man,
Uh,
that keep is just cursed, dude.
yep.
We got devils coming
Pretty
out
much all of
again.
them are really.
I mean, but that one particularly, devils.
Yeah.
They had that's where the
I mean,
devils originated.
I mean,
Wraiths.
you got to compare it to the undead keep, where there's that undead baby god in the basement that's been
You
buried.
know what?
That's probably still alive down there.
You're right. You're right. Oh man.
But that's Regicide's fault, not Kingmaker. So,
I mean, we can blame it on Kingmaker. I mean, everything in Idir is basically Kingmaker's fault, right? At this point.
um,
Even what the slumbering queen having the power she does in Hodgwyn is Kingmaker's fault right now.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man! By the way, I love the slumbering queen. I was kind of about her in the beginning, but the stuff that we've seen her do, like in the Patreon game, and the
Yeah, that's
yeah, during the Patreon game, during that session she did
because
with Yondis, the way she was talking to Kingmaker once she actually acquired some power, I was like, I love this chick.
uh, I love how our patron session almost had a certain angry ghost go into the hospital where all the sick and dying people were.
Shh!
All because she did that.
Don't spoil.
If we had, if we hadn't intervened, there would have been, a mess.
Oh man,
Uh,
Snagger's gonna be so pissed.
hey, we stopped this villain wiping out this entire hospital. He should be thanking us. Thank you very much.
Oh
Uh,
man. But yeah, man, I
yeah,
really enjoyed.
it's had some fun villains in Kingmaker.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Also, one of my favorite character, one of my
Also,
favorite.
another funny one.
Who? Wait, I'm sorry.
Um, a certain curse from Josh that
Oh, I know which one you're talking.
that led to a strong tradition in both Kingmaker and Regicide of certain characters losing their weapons.
Oh, okay, I thought you were talking about that other trump card from Josh. That was
I did specifically say
You're
curse.
right. You're right. I thought you meant that trump card from Josh, the one that caused all the issues inside inside Vigil. Oh man.
Yeah, technically he fixed his own problem like we have to. Technically, by making them resort to using the undead by destroying the walls, he created a problem that he had to come back and fix his Laszlo.
Yo, dude. Oh, I'm so mad I didn't put that together at the time. Like, oh, damn, dude. We could have brought that up.
And the triple trump card played, so it makes it even worse. Yes.
We could have brought that up too when he's on the show. You know, this is all your fault, right, Josh? All of it.
We only gave him a helping hand, but it's definitely 95%. 95% being him.
Oh man.
But yeah, the curse Josh did for a certain someone to steal certain someone's
Yeah.
living metal axe.
Uh-huh.
And then Raerin stealing Grishka's other axe.
I wonder.
And then all the axes Rena's lost, all the weapons Jake's lost. Has Varix even used a weapon yet?
No, I don't think so.
Because if he hasn't, I might have to do something to keep that going.
Jake listens to these, so he's gonna be very upset.
Hey, look, I've played the most trump cards and curses so far, unless Anna wants to do anything to change that. But
Oh,
I have played a fair few Fortune's Favors as well. But I've definitely played the most trump cards and curses. I'm definitely gonna keep trying to keep myself there.
I wonder if he's gonna bring back that character that stole Grishka's axe to.
Well, Baronland's patron campaign might find him.
Oh, okay, okay. So we'll just have to wait and see.
I don't know if they have or not, but they're probably the ones most likely to bump into him first.
Yeah, I mean he's in the Barren Land, so maybe he'll make his way up to somewhere that's not as hostile, like Kajinksi. You know, maybe.
He'll have the best weapon there.
Oh man. I One of my favorite annoying little NPCs, of course, is Phaedril. I like Phaedril. He's like the perfect balance between annoying and witty.
I know. I know. I do love Rachel too.
He's oh man. I love him as an NPC. I thought the death of Raerin was pretty cool. It was a touching scene. Like Shinny said in the chat, I think that day was like she's crying and she knows nothing about this character. So I think he
Yeah.
gave him a really cool send off. I want to see
That's
how the Black Blade affects in the future.
Paulion. All that shit from Raerin he keeps getting. And Raerin's dead. Oh, oh. Yeah, we both have sort of had the little gripe with Kingmaker thing where after Raerin's death it kinda lost all the tension.
Yeah, yeah. I,
Or at least that's what it felt like.
well, it felt like that to me too because it stopped being like, oh, or can they rescue Raerin in time thing to being like, I mean, they're there. And then I thought maybe we would get to see them fighting in the war a little bit. Um, but we didn't get to see that because they basically got told what they needed to be told and then got sent off into the astral plane. So to me,
It was a morning session or anything like that.
yeah.
It was just a so now what's happening rather than rather than um,
Yeah, yeah,
keeping the flow.
that's definitely a thing too. Like it was, I guess,
I mean, got the flow back once we got the insect devourer in, but otherwise for a little bit there it wasn't that great. But that's just my opinion.
I was a little bit disappointed at the end though because I kind of wanted to see. I mean, we all knew it was ending. I like I think I spoke to you and like we both were like, yeah, it's gonna be ending pretty soon, but we were hoping that it might go on just a tad bit longer. I think I wanted to see like a big boss type thing at the end, like before they got to revive the
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
the guy before they completed their mission. But but anyway, like I would have liked to see like even if like they couldn't take down the queen, maybe like a commander or a high commander or whatever, just to be able to see them fight that thing because it was basically one of the last fights they had is like the intellect devourer,
Mm.
and it was like
I mean, technically only one of them had that fight.
you're right.
Yeah, considering as how that everyone else is spellcast and they kind of get their spells back in the astral, it kind of made sense why they did it.
True. Yeah. True. Yeah, they never got a chance to fully acquaint themselves to the astral plane. Yeah, I guess so.
At least it wasn't a couple of sessions of just falling through the astral plane like last night.
That is true. Oh man. We didn't even get to see Jake's cool fucking abilities before this series ended. Oh.
Whose fault's that?
Oh man, but yeah, I kind of would have wished for a cool boss fight, but obviously it wasn't that kind of the time for that.
Yeah, yeah,
And I don't know. I actually don't know if they were spec'd out for that kind of campaign actually, because they were kings for so long. It was like what from
yeah.
session two to
I mean, the leadership feats and things like
yeah,
that. Not didn't have leadership, but natural ruler and things like that. That's a feat that could have been something else if they wanted to be fighting in the astral plane.
yeah, right. So yeah, I guess it makes sense because they actually weren't spec'd out for that kind of stuff. But
Mm.
yeah, like I said, I fully agree with you. I, After the death of Raerin, it was I was fine with it when it happened because I mean I obviously we all kind of saw it coming. But so I was fine with it. It was just I was kind of hoping for some ramp up and like some trying to get to the arbiter type adventure thing, but that didn't happen either. But it was very cool. I think Planeswalker was very cool for being able to see some of the iconic D&D stuff, like
Yeah,
Intellect Devourers, the City of Brass, um,
yeah, yeah.
yet the Geth. You're right. Yep. Uh,
Gee, that fucking voice crack.
I do that all the time, dude. So, but yeah, it was very cool to be able to see some of that iconic D&D stuff. That, but you know, they are having a new series with the same players, which is very cool. I'm very excited to see where they take this campaign and that kind of stuff.
They're already teasing the hype train things.
Yep, yep. I'm looking to see where he does with that.
We'll see if anything like that happens.
It seems like Daelric has a really cool idea for it, so I'm very interested in it. I also want to see what he does with the Patreon thing, since the chess doesn't seem to be a big factor anymore. Like the chess and the their I forget what the other rewards were. It was like with Patreon. I mean, I'm sorry, with Kingmaker it was the NPCs, but and with
They were all supposed to get NPCs, just Regicide kind of derailed that.
well, even with Thronekeeper, he
And
figured
it didn't
he
really make as much sense. Yeah, it didn't really make as much sense on Keeper.
yeah. So
With
he
making
changed it to
characters that
faction.
aren't player characters doesn't seem to make much sense. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, so Regicide dodged 5 NPCs that could have helped them, and let 2 of them die.
I'm just sad. I'm only sad that Vance died, and I'm not. I think it was good. I think it was cool that he like. I'm only sad that he died because he was a good character, um, and the way he went out kind of sucked for him, for his
Uh,
story at least, for his story. But
you're taken out of jail and be put back into a worse jail and die in jail.
yeah, that's what sucks,
Yeah.
dude. He was like, hey guys, why don't we be less violent?" And then he was like, "Go to jail." Die there. But it was I think it was a good way for him to go out. I'm just sad that he ended up dying in the gate. Where he ended up getting to where he was going even faster than he needed to get there. So
That was a fun curse, though. I reckon when they did go to the gate,
mhm.
dropped a curse where giving Ophios a particularly um, unhelpful cellmate, and then he managed to work his way around it afterwards.
Yeah, I like Taserface. He was kind of cool. So.
Mm.
But before we jump into retrospecting our Regicide, let's just end the episode here. We want to thank you all for joining us um, once again in another episode. Also, we want to thank King Walker for all of the good times and all the players and Daelric. obviously coming up with all the campaign ideas and worlds and all that. It's been a great ride. I think all the players have and they know they have done really well playing out their characters and playing out such characters that we all could easily root for, even if we do throw huge obstacles in their
Mm.
way. It's more fun that way.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks to the things now. I still got to figure out which campaign to drop that one in for getting the
I can't wait
666.
to see. I can't wait to see.
Mm.
I'm looking forward to see where you drop the fiend at. But
Mm.
once again, thank you all.
I'll wait and see a little bit after what we find out what Infamy is like.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you all for joining us once again. And hashtag King Walker. You know, let's,
Kingswalker, yeah.
yeah, let's hashtag Kingswalkers this. Delik will have no idea what the hell we're talking about, and that'll be the best part.
Yeah. And as usual, tears for the strong.
Exactly. Tears for the strong. Tears for the strong. Anyway, have a good week, everyone. Thank you.
Have a good one.